Well, hello, and welcome to your next episode of Shonda Talk. Today's video is going to be a little different. The title of this message or video is called This Isn't Love, and deep down, you know it. Today, I'm going to be your mirror. I'm going to be the mirror that whoever is under the sound of my voice, this is your opportunity to reflect so you can release with grace if that's what it calls for, or you can recognize areas of our opportunities. Are you ready to take this deep dive with me? Come on, let's have a talk. This isn't love, and deep down, you already know that. What if the love you've been fighting for is the very thing you have been needing to release? What if the confusion you keep trying to pray away is not a test of your patience, but a sign that something is out of alignment in your life? Because whether we know it or not, or we fail to realize it, real love never leaves you guessing. Real loves bring clarity and security. Love does not confuse you. Love does not make you question your worth. Love respects, love covers, and love grows. Like I said earlier, in this video, I'm going to ask you a series of questions that can be answered yes or no. And if your answers are not yes, that may be your sign. It's time to release with grace and dignity so you can make room for the love that will fully choose you. Trust me, I know from personal, and I mean personal experience in my brokenness and in my healing that this is not going to be easy to hear. Because when we are not holding on to an actual person and we're actually holding on to their potential, we have just entered the danger zone for our nervous system and our heart. So as I get into these questions, I want you to carry this with you. When both your spirit and your nervous system are unsettled, you don't need more time. You need more time standing in your truth. So here's an honest question for you. How do they show up for you on a consistent basis? And is it enough to build something real, or just enough to keep holding on? Because love is not what they say, it's how they show up. So how are they showing up for you? How are they showing up for you? So if you remove all of their words, they can't say a word at all, and you only look at their actions, can you still call that love? Are you being loved in a way you need, or have you learned to settle for how they choose to love you? Again, are you being loved in the way you need, or have you settled for how they choose to love you? Today, I'm going to act as your mirror. And today we're going to face the truth we need. Are you ready? Do they honor your vulnerability, or do they weaponize it? Can you tell them that everything in your heart, the good, the bad, the ugly, your securities, your insecurities, your proud moments, your down moments, your depressed moments, can you tell them everything in your heart? Do they honor you the same way in private and in public? Do they make space for your voice to be heard? Do they respect your boundaries, or do they push ignore, or challenge them when it's not beneficial for them? Can you trust them when you are not around? Do they take accountability when they are wrong? When you open up to them, do they protect what you have shared? Or do they throw it back in your face when it's convenient for them to win a disagreement? Do they help you become the best version of yourself? Do you love them for who they are and not who you are hoping they become? Do they create an environment where honesty is welcomed, or do you feel like certain truths will cost you the relationship? Do their actions match their words? When there is conflict, do they choose understanding over winning? Are you growing together, or have you outgrown the connection? Do they pour into you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? What are they pouring into your life? Would you still choose them if nothing changed about them? Do you feel supported in your individual purpose, dreams, goals, and identity? Or do you feel you have to choose between who you are and the relationship? When you think about your future, do they clearly fit into it, or are you constantly trying to make them fit? Do they acknowledge and value your needs, or do you find yourself always adjusting to theirs? Do they constantly choose you with their actions, or do you feel like you have to earn, prove, or secure your place in their life? Do their actions make their intentions clear, or are you felt trying to interpret mixed signals and inconsistency? You see, sometimes we need to sit back and reflect. So this is your moment. When you sit back and reflect, are they truly, wholeheartedly present with you? Or are you constantly in battle with their distractions for their attention? Have they truly earned the access you've given them? Or did you give it freely, hoping one day, they will rise to the occasion and meet the gift you gave them freely? Do their actions really speak priority? Or are you one of the many options they keep in rotation? That was a really reality check for me in my healing journey, because access is a privilege. It's not something that we should just freely give everyone. When you are with them, does your body feel calm, safe, and regulated? Or do you always find yourself tense, overthinking, and emotionally on edge? Is your spirit at peace within? Or are you always praying, thinking, and trying to find reasons to make this feel right? Let's get into possibilities. If most of your answers to these questions were no, or you found yourself unsure, hesitating, or trying to justify, that just may be the answer you need to release with grace and dignity. You see, love does not require this much confusion. It does not require you to convince yourself that something isn't right when you already know. History keeps us attached to something the Lord has been telling us to release long ago. Don't allow history to keep you in bondage. Because at some point you have to stop calling it love and recognize it's something you've been carrying. Maybe today is the day you finally release the weight, the bondage that you've been carrying all this time, so you can finally make space and opportunity for something you don't have to question. If the answers to these questions were a mix of yes and no, then ask yourself, are the no's attached to things that are being worked on with effort, communication, and internal change? Are you going to therapy? Are they going to therapy? Have you thought about therapy together? Those are changes. If those no's are coming with actual change, that's okay. That means you're growing. That means it's worth fighting for. You see, because a mix can look like growth, but it can also reveal an imbalance. In this space of a mix of yes and no, are you choosing each other intentionally, or are you carrying more than your fair share? See, we always talk about time. Time will heal this. But time does not fix patterns. Intention does. Now, if all your answers was yes, please send my invitation to the wedding, because I am looking forward to the glory and favor that the Lord has bestowed on your relationship. Because, baby, that is something you honor. That is something you cherish. That is something you protect. And my prayer for the couples in this space is that you continue to love, honor, and respect each other as you were designed to. Because real love is always intentional, always prioritized, and always respected. So as I close, remember this. You should never have to beg for clarity. You should not have to fight for consistency. You should never have to question your worth in your own life and in theirs. You should feel chosen, secure, and prioritized. Never like an option or something they manage in rotation, and definitely not something they check off of their to-do list. So if it's not giving you peace, clarity, or showing up for you consistently, like you are a priority, then it's not love. It's something you have outgrown. So do yourself a favor and release what has not chosen you wholeheartedly and fully, so the Lord can bless you with a person you deserve that will choose you, love you, honor you, and respect you. And remember, no one is the prize. The prize is the relationship. Because when two people come together for purpose, love, honor, and respect, there is nothing they can't do together. Remember who you are. Stand in your truth and know that I believe in you and stand tall like the king you